This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate.
Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors.
I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
All righty. Well, welcome to the Radio Realtors. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you live from the Nationwide Sun Solar Studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I am Garrett Rease, your neighborhood transformation specialist.
Yes, you are. And thanks for taking the time out of your weekend to listen to the show. And remember, you can hear the Radio Realtors on AM 1380 The Answer, Money 105.5 FM. And if you miss our show, for whatever reason, we hope you don't, but you can always tune into our podcast by searching for the Radio Realtors with Robert Lewis, Frank Crandall, and Garrett Rease. And you can also text us or call us if you're a home seller or a home buyer with your questions, comments, or to book an appointment with us at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Because at the Radio Realtors, like we always say, we don't just discuss real estate, we do real estate, and we're extremely active realtors that work with our listeners and our clients just like you every single day. So let's get your home on the market and help you sell it for a premium that you deserve. If you're ready to do that, or get you into escrow if you're a potential home buyer, call or text us right now at 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, or you can find us online at radiorealtors.com. That's radiorealtors.com. We've got an amazing show for you today, including the Radio Realtors Perfect Home Finder and the Power Buyer program. We're going to talk about that in our first segment. And then we've got a great interview with one of our recent success stories about our clients, Heidi and Kirt, who inherited a home that needed a lot of help from the Radio Realtors. Yeah, a lot of help, right, to help them get top dollar. We also are going to talk about the benefits of home staging with Roberta Rease from GBRease Home Staging and Design. And of course, that is Garrett's lovely wife, Roberta. So
we have a great working relationship together, too.
Well, that's not what she said earlier. No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. And then we're going to wrap up with our Easy Solutions home sale program and kind of go over that and other exclusive and unique sellers programs. So the President of the United States, whether you like him or you don't, he did the State of the Union address not too long ago. And he was talking about the state of the United States, right? And we're not going to cover that, but we are going to cover the state of the real estate market in Northern California right
Fire.
now. Yeah.
It's on fire is what I meant.
The real estate market is on fire right now. And part of that is we have very little inventory.
Sure.
So inventory is so low that it's less than a month's worth of inventory in most areas of Northern California.
Right.
And it doesn't matter if you're in Sacramento County, El Dorado County, you're in the Bay Area, you are in...
It's just, it's everywhere in California. There's just very low inventory, which obviously is making buyers go a little frantic with their offers, being very aggressive, offering over asking and things like that.
Well, and also there's a lot of people that are maybe in the process of considering selling and they go, gosh, it'd be great. I think I would love to sell.
I want time to cash in.
Because right now I might be able to get $100,000 more or $50,000 more for my house than I could ever get before.
Right.
But the question is, they got to live somewhere, right? So where are they going to go, right? So a couple great things that we have for you people in that type of situation. So let's say you are that seller, that potential seller, and you're thinking, I would love to get a lot of money for my house right now. I would really, really like to do it because you're talking to yourself. That's why I was whispering.
Watching those comps, you keep checking Zillow and you're thinking, oh my God, this is it.
Oh, and people, they do that. My Zestimate is up $5,000 from 3 days ago. It's going up.
It's like a stock market. They're day traders suddenly on Zillow.
Right, exactly. Well, and that's really true. So we have a thing called the Perfect Home Finder. And let's say you are in that position and you are a seller, a potential seller, but you need a place to go. Well, one of the things that we do is we market to different neighborhoods, different locations, and you say, hey, Rob, Garrett, Frank, I'm interested in this area. I'm interested in this much square feet, this number of bathrooms. I'm looking for these types of amenities. And you could get granular right down to the school district, the street, the area, whatever. And you say, this is what I want. Well, what we'll do is we will spend our own marketing dollars, market to those areas to find homes that are off market. And then what we do is we come back to you and say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, we found the home that you're looking for. We have a seller that's willing to sell. This is an off-market transaction. This is what they want for the home. If we can get you in to see it, you'd be the only potential buyer. It would be a seamless off-market transaction. And then once we get you into contract on this, you need to sell your home. If we could do that for you, that would guarantee that you have a place to go.
Absolutely.
And it could be a seamless transaction. So if you're interested in that kind of deal, we would love to hear from you and we'd love to work with you. 833-32-RADIO is our number. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or you can find us online at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. What?
So that's not the only inventory that we have.
Or the option
true. Because
again, my goodness,
all of the calls that we've gotten from our Easy Cash Offer program, we have inventory of houses that are in the process of being remodeled, from Elk Grove to Roseville, from West Sac to Folsom. And so we have, I think, about 10 to 12 properties from our Easy Cash Offer program that are in the process of being remodeled. So again, if you're thinking of selling, wondering where you're going to go, we might just have something that's already in the process of getting remodeled for you at this moment.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and these are off-market properties at the moment. I mean, eventually they would go on the market, but we might be able to get you in there.
It might be yours and it might not have to go on the market.
Absolutely. Now, the other thing is, I know there's people that go, well, you know what? I don't have a home to sell, Garrett. I don't have a home to sell, Rob. I just want to buy a home. I'm renting right now and I want to get into a home. And you might be thinking, what can you do for me? Well, we have a great program and it's called the Power Buyer Program. So with the Power Buyer Program, the way it works is what we do, we give up to $5,000 of our commission as the buyer's agent to either your bottom line as a buyer, basically paying towards your closing costs, or in this market, what we found works really, really good is if we credit the seller that 0.5% or up to $5,000.
Sure. Helping them net more.
Right, and helping to net more. And we don't know anybody else that offers this program. But the great thing is our success rate is unbelievable with this program.
Absolutely.
You know, we win a lot of the time. And most of the time as a buyer, the only way that you're going to win is if you pay more, right?
Sure.
Well, what if you could close in 10 to 14 days with one of our preferred mortgage lenders? You could give the seller up to additional $5,000 towards their closing costs, towards their bottom line, but it doesn't come from your money. And it effectively, what it does is it increases the value of your offer because it nets the seller more and it didn't come out of your pocket. So this is a great program. I don't know anybody else that does this. We've had agents that have been in the business for a long time, the listing agent going, wait a minute, so you are crediting some of your commission to the seller?
Yeah, that's just an
I've never
amazing
heard of that
gesture
before.
that you don't hear about. I mean, I just thought about it while we're sitting here. It's almost like saying, hey, I want to buy your house. I'm going to give you top dollar. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to pay for your move. Right. It's just these little things that mean a lot to the seller on the other side, who everybody's giving as much as they can give. But then here you have somebody saying, you know, my buyers are doing the best that they can, but so are we. So we're willing to give up something on our end to help you make more as a seller.
Right.
It goes a long ways.
And it makes you as a buyer look really, really good that you've got an agent in your corner that's going to help you do that. And like we said, we do that because we want to win and we want you to get that home. So give us a call. 833-32-RADIO is our number. That's 833-32-RADIO or online at theradiorealtors.com. That's theradiorealtors.com. And don't go anywhere because coming into the studio right now is this great couple, Kirt and Heidi, and they're going to talk about our Easy Solutions home sale program, and it's going to blow your mind. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this. Robert Lewis here, and I'm sure you've heard the news. Mortgage interest rates are expected to go up, but it's still not too late to capitalize on historically low rates. Our friend Sammy Campbell and her team at AmCap Home Loans are helping people just like you in a variety of ways, including possibly lowering your monthly payment, removing expensive mortgage insurance, or reducing the length of your loan. All of these things could save you tons of money in unnecessary interest. And with home prices continuing to rise in Northern California, you can easily tap into your equity to pay off high-interest credit cards, make home improvements, or use it however you like. And get this, if you're ready to buy a home, Sammy and her team at AmCap Home Loans make the pre-approval process super easy and stress-free. Call Sammy Campbell now at 817-778-4592. That's 817-778-4592, or online at informedmortgagefinancing.com. NMLS ID number 277792, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, if you need flooring for your home, you need Zotex Flooring. They're your partners as you redesign or remodel your home. Check out their hundreds of amazing reviews on Yelp and Google. Zotex is family run, and their friendly design experts will help you pick a beautiful floor that suits your home and lifestyle. Zotex also has a wide selection of cabinets and countertops. 4 showrooms to serve you: Sacramento, Rockland, Vacaville, and now in Elk Grove. Find them online at ZOTHEXflooring.com. That's ZotexFlooring.com.
Ants, spiders, cockroaches, termites, and rodents, nobody wants them in their home or business. But fortunately, since 1999, family-owned and operated Defender Termite and Pest Management has been getting rid of these pests and giving home and business owners peace of mind. And for a limited time, your initial startup fee is only $49. When it comes to pests, don't battle them on your own. Contact Defender today at DefenderPest.com. That's DefenderPest.com. Defender Termite and Pest Management, helping you to win the war on pests.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
Take notes. Seriously.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to the Radio Realtors, Northern California's #1 real estate radio show. We are proudly coming to you from the Nationwide Sun Solar Studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Garrett Rease, your neighborhood transformation specialist.
And Garrett, you said neighborhood transformation specialist. Well, I'm going to just take those first 2 words, neighborhood transformation, because we're talking about the Easy Solutions home sale program that we have at the Radio Realtors. We have tons of options. We kind of went through some of those a little bit earlier in the show in our first segment. But the great thing is today we have a couple in the studio that we helped with the Easy Solutions home sale program, and that is Heidi and Kirt. And you guys, welcome to the Radio Realtors today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're glad that you could be here, and sometimes we are able to bring our clients in that we were able to help them greatly. And I think your story is a great testimony to the programs that we have, and when the plan comes together, you know, when everything's clicking and everybody's doing their job, it comes to fruition and everybody's happy at the end. And so kind of tell us a little bit about your story and the situation, and we'll ask you some questions as we go.
Well, I used to work with Garrett, and I've always followed his work as far as his transformations on these neighborhood houses. My father-in-law gifted us his family home about 10 years ago, and we've always had tenants in the home. Well, every tenant kind of destroyed the house, and finally we had our last tenant, and we went in there, and there was just really nothing that we could do on our own. And so that's when I decided to call Garrett and just see if he could come over and take a look and see what he thought we could do, if it's something that he could help us with as far as updating the house and just putting it on the market. We didn't want to do it anymore as an investment owner. And so, yeah, he came over and gave us some numbers and gave us some ideas on what we could do, and we ran with it. It was an original house, so there was nothing updated in the house at all.
Right.
Very
Well,
original. Like 100 years old. Original.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I remember seeing the home down to the studs version of it, and then seeing the things that you had talked about that needed to be done to the home, and it was not in great shape, right?
Not at all.
Now, I think one of the interesting things is that there was another project project that we were working on just down the street when this all came to fruition. So kind of explain that a little bit, Garrett.
Yeah, so I happened to be working on a project down the street, and that's when Heidi had kind of reached out and said, hey, I have a house, it's been beaten up kind of by the tenants, and it's an older home, so you want to take a look at it just to maybe give us an idea on maybe what we should do with it. So again, I just happened to be down the street. I go to look at the house, and other than being original, really old meaning like knob and tube and just some really old plumbing, but it was a 1-bedroom house. I think it was like, maybe 1,000 square feet or a touch less, but regardless, it was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath house. So just a very odd design. So again, when you're even thinking, okay, well, what should we do with this house? It's like, well, what are you going to get for it as a 1-bedroom house? Most people at minimum want 2 bedrooms.
It's almost like just a studio apartment almost at
Pretty
that point.
And it was a 2-story.
Right.
So it was just odd, it's an older house. So obviously being, trying to present options to homeowners, you're thinking, can you list it? Can you fix it up a little bit to then sell it? And I just felt like if I want to help you get the most, for your return on your property, I think it might be best, since I'm already down the street, let me remodel this house, reconfigure the floor plan, and make it the best that it can get. And I think this way that might help you get a better return, on your house. And that's basically what we did. We turned an old house that, kind of looked like a shack.
It definitely looked like a shack.
It was rough. And it was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, and we turned it into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right. And it was a spectacular transformation. Now, when you first saw the home after the tenants had kind of destroyed it, and you probably hadn't been in it for a while, what was the situation like?
Well, it had been about a year, and we decided, let's go down there. We kind of...
And check it out.
Yeah, we took out some cash out on the house that we live in, and we were going to put some money into it. When we walked in the house, we were like, this isn't going to happen. This is way over our head. This is not a do-it-yourself. Just slap some paint and flooring in there and go with it. So we sat down, and I was like, I want to call Garrett. I don't know what we should do. I don't know if we want to hold on to this, because it was a family house. It's been in the family since it was built. So now it's not in the family anymore, but it just needed a lot of work. And there was no way that even we could have done anything to be able to sell it and market it to anybody. Because like he said, it's a 2-story house, the bedrooms upstairs, bathrooms downstairs, and it's 900 square feet.
Yeah. Now, I know that you guys probably saw the transformation as the process went.
Yes.
But when you actually saw it at the end, what were your feelings when that first happened, when you first walked in and said, oh my gosh, what happened to this house?
I was literally dumbfounded because
how open it is now.
Yeah.
How the floor plan opened up.
And we didn't bother Garrett. I trusted him with everything that he was doing. So it was like we didn't really go down there to see it. So he'd send us pictures on the text. And then when it was done, and then after seeing Roberta staging the entire house, so it looked like somebody could just walk in and live in it. And it was just, wow, I couldn't believe it was the same house. I posted it all over social media. He used to live there from 18 until whenever.
About 15 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
So all of his friends were just like, that's the house. That's the 20th Avenue house.
Why didn't it look like that when we lived there?
Right.
For sure. So you go in there, you can't believe the transformation. And then, Garrett, so a couple things. When you go in and you take a look at a home like this, and it's 1-bedroom, 1-bath, the footprint is the footprint. And so you're not going to probably add square footage to this. You got to figure out how can you reconfigure this to turn it into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Right.
So how long did that take, that process?
I'd love to say it took a long time. But this is a little bit of what I do. So I think that is one of my talents, is just figuring out how to maximize floor plans, increasing functionality and things like that. So I think that's just talent that I have, if I don't mind saying that. My wife is the stager, so she really makes everything. Roberta.
She does a great job.
Here today, so she's listening in too. But she made the house pop. I make the floor plan functional. So this way the living space feels its biggest. There's extra bathrooms, there's extra bedrooms. The bedrooms are good size. So, again, the downstairs was it was a 2-story house, but a lower level was the garage. So it's kind of hard to imagine this, but it was actually a tri-level house when we were done with it. Master bedroom, master bath upstairs. Middle level was living room, dining, and kitchen. And now the lower level was the other bedroom. And there was also a bathroom on the main level. So, but it worked. Again, you would almost say how under 1,000 square feet and a tri-level, but it had really good flow, really good space, and you saw it as well. So you were part of that transformation too.
Well, it kind of reminds me over, I don't know if you guys know, but near Sac City College, right next to Curtis Park, there's a area called Crocker Village.
Yes.
And they built a lot of homes, and they're higher square footage, of course, but a lot of them are tri-level homes, and they look like they should be in...
Like brownstones.
Yeah.
Type.
Yeah, they should be in maybe, San Francisco or something like that. But that's kind of the look this home had. And basically, it transformed things on that street. Mm-hmm. But one of the things with our Easy Solutions home sale program, it was kind of like a hybrid situation on this home, because basically what we did was we partnered with the owners, which was Heidi and Kirt, on this one, because we didn't necessarily think with a cash offer they could get very much for this home.
Due to condition and one bedroom.
Right. And then even with just doing like the quick fix and list,
right.
This wasn't a quick fix and list one. This was a total remodel job. And a lot of times people say, it's a flip. It was not a flip. Mm-mm. This was a true remodel. Sure. And so long story short, getting down to brass tacks here, the process for you, I know it's kind of emotional sometimes when you're dealing with a family home that sounds like it was in Kurt's family for years and years and years and years, leaving that kind of a positive wake in the neighborhood. How does that make you guys feel here?
Yeah. I love the whole transformation, and the neighbor across the street has been there for a very long time too. So it's kind of like him getting to see his street like reform again. And then I do want to say one thing too with Garrett, like with the outside of the house, it looks still the same, which we were scared that it was going to take away from
the integrity or just
character of the house.
The character of the house.
It flows with the street, and it's beautiful.
It's beautiful to look at coming into the street too.
Yeah.
It's like,
I would agree.
wow, this is what it's going to look like going in.
The first one on the left.
Yeah.
Yep.
We did open houses and things like that, and we would have the neighbors come in, and they were just like,
"Thank you."
What? Yeah, they did say thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did say thank you. So I got a question for you, Heidi.
Yes.
If some of our listeners are out there and they're listening to the show and they're going, gosh, I have this home that I inherited that's in distress situation, or maybe they have a home that was a rental property and the tenants have been kind of a nuisance and really, really destroyed the property, or maybe they just have a home that has been in the family for a while and they know it's in bad shape and they need help. What would you recommend to them?
Call the Radio Realtors.
That is a great answer.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right. If you're in that type of situation and you just want options, our Easy Solutions home sale program is for you. Give us a call. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to work with you. And we can give you the option that is going to net you the most money and help you leave a positive wake in your neighborhood like Heidi and Kirt did here with their home in Sacramento. But give us a call. 833-32-RADIO is our number. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or you can go to our website. It's theradiorealtors.com. That's theradiorealtors.com, or radiorealtors.com will get you there as well. And thank you guys so much for being on the Radio Realtors today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we'll be back right after this. Hey, I've got Frank Desmachi. He's the Chief Technical Engineer with Nationwide Sun. They are one of the premier solar companies in our area. You can find them at nationwidesun.com. Frank, there's so many solar companies out there. What makes you guys different?
First and foremost, the most important thing with us is we understand solar is science. It's not something that's sales related. It doesn't require salespeople, which is why we do not have one single salesperson or a single commissioned employee on our staff. We make sure that all our designs, first and foremost, are produced by our electrical engineer. Then it comes across my desk. Every single project gets my stamp on it before it leaves. This way we can ensure that our customers are getting a system designed for them specifically.
This is a revolutionary approach to going solar. And all you got to do to get your free, no obligation, no salesperson visit to get more information about solar is go to their website, nationwidesun.com. That's nationwidesun.com.
Hi, this is Jerry with Chim Chimney Professional Fireplace and Home Services. Last year was our best ever, and to show our appreciation, we're offering discounts for all your spring cleaning and honeydew list. We're called Chim Chimney, so of course we do chimney cleaning and repairs, but we're also the trusted pros at rain gutter cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, pressure washing, tree trimming, and junk removal. Call us today at 916-247-6579 or online at thechimchimney.com. That's thechimchimney.com.
You know, some things are worth the wait, but in today's real estate market, you don't have time to wait for an inexperienced lender to take 30 days or longer to close your loan. That's why we recommend Jeff Compton. Jeff can close your purchase or refinance loan in 14 to 21 days in most cases. If you want great interest rates, low fees, and a quick close, you want Jeff Compton and Guild Mortgage. 916-765-2900 or online at jeffcompton.com and MLS ID number 298997. Equal housing lender.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold a house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
I don't know what to say.
I have the visual.
All right, welcome back to the Radio Realtors, Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, and we are broadcasting, as always, from the nationwide Sun Solar Studios. My name is Robert Lewis, your real estate professor.
And I'm Garrett Rease, your neighborhood transformation specialist.
And you know what, Garrett? Home staging has become almost a must-do for sellers these days. And
Absolutely.
you know, get this, a recent real estate industry analysis, that is sounds very technical, but it found that 82% of buyers agents said that home staging makes it easier for their potential home buyers to visualize the property as their future home.
It's a must-have, absolutely.
Yeah, you know, in addition to that, we discovered that stage homes, they typically sell faster and for more money than homes that are not staged. And to help us have a better understanding of how staging really works, we have Roberta Rease from GBRease Home Staging and Design in the studio with us. Roberta, thanks for being on the Radio Realtors today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
And I couldn't help but notice, but you have the same last name.
Get out of here.
As Garrett. So are you guys brother, sister, or cousins?
No, I'm kidding.
You guys are husband and wife.
Yes, we are.
Well, that's
Is this
good.
the first time you've had a husband and wife on the show?
No, we've had a husband and wife on the show before, but
That aren't customer clients.
yeah, I guess you're right.
Okay.
I haven't had my wife on the show, and we haven't had Mary on the show yet for Frank. So yeah. So Roberta, I think a lot of people think they know what home staging is, but for people that don't know, can you give us like a brief answer on what is home staging?
Home staging is basically going into a home, whether it's vacant or, lived in, and making it look beautiful. Either working with the customer's own furniture, kind of redesigning it, or coming in with my furniture and just doing a complete full stage. And like I said, just making it look beautiful, making it look like a 10.
And like you said right before we got on the air, you said, good staging lets buyers kind of imagine themselves living in the home, right?
Yes.
And I think that for me, is a great answer because, you got to be able to visualize yourself in a home. And then the one thing that you said something about emotional staging.
Yes. So your home is it's not a place, it's a feeling.
Right.
It's something that when you walk into your home, you feel great. It's your home. It's your space. You want potential buyer to walk into the space and feel that same exact way.
Like this is the one.
This is the one.
Right.
I could imagine myself here. This feels comfortable. It feels organized. It feels clean. It feels just all of those good feelings.
So all the good vibes, that good mood. Yeah. So it seems like many years ago, and I'm talking maybe like 10 to 15 years ago, I didn't think people really worried much about staging. They might have been, did a really good, like deep clean of their home. They might have got rid of the kitty litter box and that type of thing. But, with all these shows like HGTV and all these, these shows out there, do you think that that's kind of, heightened buyers' expectations on what they're wanting to see when they are looking online and actually in person?
Absolutely. I mean, they want to live in that fairy tale TV show, right? They present very attractive homes and that's what they're selling. So you want
what you see on TV.
You do. You want what you see on TV.
Right. So kind of HGTV ruined all of us, right?
I think so. We want all the designer tile. We want the pretty decor. And we just, we want the billboard thing. Like, here's your home. Boom. And now all of a sudden you're in love and you got to have it.
Well, and if you think about it, I mean, when you go into a new home community, it's not like they're just sitting there vacant with nothing in there. I mean, they are creating that ambiance, like you said, right?
Model homes are, they're staged to the nine.
Right.
They're creating a lifestyle that people, want to live in.
So, and the other thing too is that, when you're staging, you're not just staging for a home when they're going to see it in person, but it's online now. And especially since the pandemic, COVID-19, I mean, there was even times where you couldn't even see a home in person until you were in contract. Can you believe that? But that's what was happening, right?
Yeah.
So the National Association of Realtors says that 93% of people use the internet during their home search. Now, I don't know what those other 7% are doing. They're lying because everybody is looking on the internet, right?
They're finding it on the newspaper.
Right. Yeah. They're looking for the open houses in the newspaper, the Penny Saver or whatever, right?
No.
Yeah, or the Sacramento Bee, right? But you don't want to have your home and the photographs on that terrible real estate photographs website, right? And a lot of that has to do because the home is not staged or it's looking bad, right? So you're creating that ambiance that is going to be online and offline.
Yep. I'm making it look trendy and, like I said, beautiful. Just, a place that you want to come and you want to buy, you want to live in. So that's what in my staging business, that's what I deliver is pretty much a full stage.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be every single bedroom, but it's all, the main bedrooms, the master bedrooms, but all the furniture is on trend. It's, fits the space. It's not small furniture. It's, proportional to the room.
Sure.
The artwork is, very modern. And like I said, just it's on trend. So whenever you're going to Target or you're going to Home Goods or you're going to all these other, great home goods stores, this is what you're going to see in the homes that I'm staging.
Sure. Yeah, no, and I've seen several of your homes and I go, man, I could live here. I love this place, when you walk in. Even those lime green pillows you had in the one house, I was like, that is the craziest color. Yeah. That's attractive, though. Yeah. I really, really like it. So I laid down on the couch with one of those fuzzy lime green, just for a little bit. Don't worry.
Everybody loves pop.
So I got a question for you. So, and I think that you probably have some great answers to this, but how do you think that home staging affects like the final price of a home?
Well, for example, I had a home that I staged last week in Meadow Vista. It's a 2,200 square foot home, and it got $50,000 over the list price. It was only on the market for 4 days.
Right.
It was a beautiful home, but the pictures and when you walk into the actual property, it was phenomenal, just phenomenal. So I got nothing but, great, pats on the back, kudos from, tons of realtors that were in the house, the homeowner. So I mean, staging $50,000 over
$50,000 is a lot.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah, and I think, it says there was a survey conducted of 4,200 staged homes. This was a Realtor.com survey. 85% sold for 6 to 25% more than the unstaged homes. And what would you say, Garrett, to people that say, well, right now, Rob, you don't need to stage because you could just put a house out there and it doesn't matter what it looks like, it's going to sell for top dollar right now. What would be your answer to that?
Well, I, as you know, as a neighborhood transformation specialist, I sell completely remodeled homes. And even being completely remodeled, I still would fully stage my house, even though everything is finished within the house. So again, I think everything will sell fast in today's market. I think, yes, you would still get top dollar. However, did you leave any money on the table?
Sure.
You would never know if you didn't stage. So sure, you can celebrate that you got 20 grand, 30 grand over, but what if you could have got 40, 50, or 60? You can never turn back the clock. So if you have one chance to get maximum priced, it's best to just do it right. So this way, when the sale is all done, you got every single penny out of that house. So you have nothing to lose and more to gain by staging a home.
Well, and the other thing too is that when we do our marketing with the Radio Realtors, I mean, we do the high HD photography. So the HD photography, lots of photos. We do the Matterport 3D virtual tour, which is like that dollhouse look where you can tour the whole home. And then we do the video. So we do all those things, and people are looking online. Especially, we have tons of people from the Bay Area and even Southern California and other areas that are moving here, and they're looking online first. And are they going to shortlist your house above others if it looks nicer? I think they would. Where you're going to get that look where they want to come see it in person, right? I read this article recently, Roberta, and it said there are 3 top strategies for staging a home. And I want you to cover the third one, but the first one is depersonalization. And, obviously that's taking down your tchotchkes and all your family photos and things so that people can visualize, the home being theirs, right? Because if it's too much you, then they can't see them in your house, right?
Absolutely.
And then number 2 was cleaning and organizing. And obviously the home's got to be really, really clean. It's got to be organized. I don't know if that you use that word feng shui, but the way things are placed and things like that. And I know that you take great care in just there was like this rack that had like blankets laying over it at one of the things. And I go, that is the coolest rack for that. And I would have never thought to, but where are you going to put your blankets? Shove them in a trunk or whatever, or just throw them on the
blankets when they sit on the couch. So it's
she has a blanket rack. And then there was like this small table against the wall. And it was like maybe 10 inches wide. And it had drawers in it for the games, and just those types of things that, add a flair, right? But it was organized and neat. But that's the third thing is adding the flair. So, kind of what are some of the things that you do to add that personal staging flair that you feel that, makes your product a superior and great product?
Yeah. So I've kind of said it a couple times is I use, things that are on trend, but you just, kind of brought up a really great point that I probably wasn't going to remember here, but the board games. Everybody plays board games in their home. So why not stage with things that you actually will use? It makes the space look fun, not just board games, but you could do bar carts. People love cocktail time. There you go. You can stage with those kind of items. But I just like to use things that are modern and just, you're seeing in your day-to-day shopping experience, whether it's online or in stores, but it has to be right.
Trendy, but familiar, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, and it's
colorful.
And definitely colorful. People like color, right? Yeah.
Some people do. I've had a couple clients say, no.
I don't like those turquoise pillows or whatever.
I'm not okay with that, but, I've looked on your website and these other pictures, that's amazing. My personal style is really more natural colors, but I'll do whatever you want me to do.
So she's done some houses for me that is very colorful. So again, maybe you have a house that's maybe smaller. Maybe you have a house that's only 1 bath. So if you don't have like the living space possibly that feels large and desirable, there's other things you can do, and maybe just adding color gives that house that pop.
Right.
But also it depends on your neighborhood too.
Sure.
Like if I'm staging something that's in Midtown, downtown, Tahoe Park, and it's a small space, like you said, I'm gonna kind of make it funky. It depends on the neighborhood.
Right.
I might not do that in El Dorado Hills, or I might not do that in Newcastle, right? But I will for sure do something that's kind of fun and funky downtown.
Yeah, kind of look at the space and visualize what you see there, kind of like what you do with homes, right? When, the neighborhood transformation. So, I think these days, especially in the wake of the pandemic, COVID-19, that online presence is everything. But obviously, the in-person, presence has to be great as well. But a staged home is undeniably more photogenic than an unstaged one for sure. And in the, age of Facebook and Instagram and online searching, photos are going to make that first impression before a potential buyer even sets foot in the home. And then when you want that experience to be even better when they come in. So I think that, home staging, I think it helps you sell faster and it helps you sell for a bigger profit. And why leave any money on the table, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for being on the Radio Realtors today, Roberta. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
So if our listeners want to get a hold of you for a home staging quote, what is the best way to do it? So you've got a website.
Yep. I have a website, GBRease
So it's GBReaseHomestaging.com, and Rease is REASE. So GBReaseHomestaging.com. Or you can call 916-206-7836, right?
Correct.
916-206-7836. And if you guys didn't get any of that information, you can always get a hold of us here at the Radio Realtors, 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO, or online at RadioRealtors.com. That's RadioRealtors.com. We got to go to break. We'll be back after this. Robert Lewis here, and I'm sure you've heard the news. Mortgage interest rates are expected to go up, but it's still not too late to capitalize on historically low rates. Our friend Sammy Campbell and her team at AmCap Home Loans are helping people just like you in a variety of ways, including possibly lowering your monthly payment, removing expensive mortgage insurance, or reducing the length of your loan. All of these things could save you tons of money in unnecessary interest. And with home prices continuing to rise in Northern California, you can easily tap into your equity to pay off high-interest credit cards, make home improvements, or use it however you like. And get this, if you're ready to buy a home, Sammy and her team at AmCap Home Loans make the pre-approval process super easy and stress-free. Call Sammy Campbell now at 817-778-4592. That's 817-778-4592, or online at informedmortgagefinancing.com. NMLS ID number 277792, Equal Housing Lender.
Hey, if you need flooring for your home, you need Zotex Flooring. They're your partners as you redesign or remodel your home. Check out their hundreds of amazing reviews on Yelp and Google. Zotex is family run, and their friendly design experts will help you pick a beautiful floor that suits your home and lifestyle. Zotex also has a wide selection of cabinets and countertops. 4 showrooms to serve you: Sacramento, Rockland, Vacaville, and now in Elk Grove. Find them online at ZOTHEX Flooring.com. That's ZotexFlooring.com.
With the price of real estate right now, who can afford to buy a home with potential problems? That's why Golden State Home Inspections provides you with a detailed report full of information not offered by other inspectors. With Golden State, they promise you the highest quality inspections with an educational room-by-room walkthrough so you fully understand the condition of the home that you want to buy. Don't gamble with your home purchase. Schedule your inspection now at GoldenStateHomeInspections.com. That's GoldenStateHomeInspections.com.
This is the Radio Realtors.
I sold the house.
This is a home. This is a place to live. This is a place to live.
Northern California's longest running show on real estate.
Real estate is not just buying and selling houses.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent? Real estate agent?
I love real estate. Ever since I laid eyes on that house, I wanted it.
The Radio Realtors. I love every second.
Now, here's your host, Robert Lewis and Frank Crandall.
Let's go and sell some homes.
If you just take over when you need to, when you feel like it's time to land the plane.
Okay. All right. Welcome back to our final segment. We are Northern California's #1 real estate radio show, proudly coming to you from the Nationwide Sun Solar Studios. And I tell you what, if you have not gotten your free quote for solar yet, you need to do it. Go to the website, nationwidesun.com. That's nationwidesun.com. Frank, their owner and chief electrical engineer, he says they don't need to sell you on solar because solar is science, and they make it so easy for you. So go to their website, nationwidesun.com. That's nationwidesun.com. And there's a button on there that says Get Started. So easy. Just click that button and get started on your way to making your home a power plant, making your own energy, and you don't need to worry about paying anymore. So it's a great place to go. Nationwide Sun. So I'm Robert Lewis, your real estate professor. Got here my good friend Garrett Rease. He's our neighborhood transformation specialist. And boy, we had some great interviews there. We had the interview with your wife, of course, about home staging, and staging makes a huge difference. And then we had Heidi and Kirt, and they're one of our testimonials about the Easy Solutions home sale program that we have. Correct. And the great thing about the Radio Realtors is that we have more options for home buyers and home sellers than anybody. And that situation was a little bit different because it was initially an easy cash offer program is what they were thinking they were looking at. Correct. Because the home was funky. It was a 1-bedroom, 1-bath. It was just not in good shape at all. You didn't really know what you had. And we figured that they're probably not going to get much more than $100,000 or so for that house. And it's going to be difficult just to come in and do a quick fix and list, because it's not a quick fix. it needed a transformation. It needed to be remodeled completely, and it needed to be reconfigured, right?
Right.
And that's when, we came up with that hybrid program. So it was sort of like hybrid between the quick fix and list and a partnership remodeling, right?
Right. So they obviously they wanted to sell their house.
Sure.
Okay, this is a fact. It was just a very challenging floor plan, which again, and I've seen a lot, but again, it's a 1-bedroom house.
Sure.
Not a lot of people are looking for a 1-bedroom house. So when they say, hey, what would you offer us with your easy cash offer program? I said, well, given the condition, which it was a very rough state.
It was rough.
The house is about 100 years old, and it was only a 1-bedroom house. The floor plan just didn't allow for a buyer to say, this is a competitive offer, so to speak. So once we identified where the comps were, the condition that the house was in, this is the offer that you would get. And they even were getting relatively same offers from other people that were just sending letters in the mail.
Right.
That number just didn't entice them. I said, well, I would love to say, hey, maybe we can just do the fix and list. But again, this house is knob and tube, lath and plaster, bad plumbing, in the wall furnace. So you name it, this house had it for the undesirable things. Right. So again, I couldn't just say, let me help you out with a few items to help you get more money. So the only other option that I could think of to say, hey, this is a number that you're really wanting to achieve. The only way that I can do that, let's partner together. And that's what we chose to do, was we were partnering together where I completely pay for the cost of construction. And then when the house sells for a top dollar price, instead of an as-is sale of $125, we're now talking about a sale of close to $500,000 being completely remodeled. And now that was how I was able to get them more money for profits on the sale of their home.
That's one of the greatest things about, what we do here is that we do have options. And that's an amazing option. And that was actually kind of a created option from the other options we had. All of a sudden, it didn't fit this mold. It didn't fit this box. We had to come up with a different strategy, and that worked super duper well for them, and they couldn't be happier. And not only that, seeing the family home, this was Kirt's family home. He grew up in this home, and I don't know how, if they had like a family, they grew up in that home because it's so small, and being only 1 bedroom,
Sure.
everything. However, it turned it into a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, tri-level home. And when we say tri-level, it's not, it was only a few stairs going down into the lowest bedroom, right?
Sure.
But yeah, just a cool floor plan, great space, neat neighborhood over there, and just totally left a positive wake where all the neighbors are going, thank you so much for
sure.
revitalizing our neighborhood. And that comp not only helped them, being able to get more for their home by partnering with us, but giving them the opportunity to increase the value of all the homes in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. That's usually what happens when a house gets completely remodeled and then obviously sold. Once it's a 10, the whole neighborhood benefits from that. And that's, where you kind of feel like you're really doing some very good service to a neighborhood, as well as, a previous homeowner who is looking for solutions on, hey, I don't know what to do with this house. It's, kind of way over my scope of work on what I can handle.
Right.
And now they're looking for help. How do we get rid of this, but still, sell for something profitable that's going to allow us to do something else down the road? So again, our job is to just present options to homeowners to just make sure that this is a good situation for you that's getting you the most that you can get.
So I got a kind of a wrap-up question for you. If you were talking to our listeners out there, and if they have a home, let's say that is similar to this, maybe it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home, or maybe it is a 3-bedroom, 2, or maybe it's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath home, and maybe it's just in poor shape. It's like the home that Heidi and Kirt had. That had been a rental property for years and years and years, and it was tore up.
Sure.
That home was in bad shape, right? Or maybe you inherited a home, and maybe it was one of your parents or grandparents or what have you, and you have this home, and you just don't know really what you should do. You're getting all these postcards and things like that in the mail. What would you say to our listeners, in your words, if they're in that situation or have a home like that?
Well, obviously, the quick and easy is give us a call.
Sure.
But you want to be communicating with somebody that's going to give you options.
Right.
There should never be a one-size-fits-all. You should never be talking to a one-trick pony, so to speak, which is just, hey, this is my number and I want your house. Again, you want to be working with somebody who's obviously ethical, but again, present some options so then this way the homeowner can pick their path. Again, maybe it only needs a few things to get top dollar. Maybe it is too much to handle for just a paint and flooring, and it is a complete remodel. And if that number still doesn't satisfy you, then maybe there's another solution that we can come up with to still help you get the net proceeds that you're looking for.
Right. And the bottom line is, like we've said at the beginning, is that we have those options for you. So maybe you go, you know what? I just want to get down the road. I do not want to deal with this home any longer, and I just want a cash offer, and I want to be done with it. That maybe that deal could be done in 4, 5, 6, 7 days, right? We have that with the easy cash offer. We have that quick fix and list. Maybe your home is not torn up like Heidi and Kurt's was, and maybe it just needs maybe some exterior interior paint. Maybe it needs fresh landscaping. Maybe it needs new flooring. Maybe it does need maybe a remodeled bathroom or a remodeled kitchen or whatever it is, but we can come in and help you get those things done and then put the home on the market and get top dollar. And then maybe you have a home, it's in really, really good condition, and all you really need to do is get an intense amount of eyeballs on that property.
Sure.
And we have that with our targeted marketing approach. So we've got all the different options out there for you sellers. And to find out more, it's so easy to do. All you got to do is give us a call, right?
Absolutely.
And that number is 833-32-RADIO. That's 833-32-RADIO. Or you can go to our website, theradiorealtors.com. That's theradiorealtors.com. And when you're dealing with us, you're going to be dealing with us directly. We're not going to send somebody else out. It's going to be the Radio Realtors that come out and work with you. So trust us, the guys you hear on the radio, and don't,
week in and week out.
Yeah, and don't fall for one of those letters or cards maybe you get in the mail that you don't know who these people are. You know us here at the Radio Realtors. So once again, 833-32-RADIO is the number. That's 833-32-RADIO, or online at theradiorealtors.com or radiorealtors.com. And that's all the time we have for this week.
Make it a great weekend, everyone.
So I've got Frank Desmachi here. He's the Chief Technical Engineer for Nationwide Sun. They're one of the premier solar companies in Northern California. Now, Frank, we've heard why your company is different, but say I wanted to go solar. How does it work? Does somebody come out to my house or what?
Well, at the beginning, that's not at all necessary because we have no salespeople and nobody needs to pressure you. Solar is science. All we need is your usage information, which we can get from your power bill, whether it's SMUD, PG&E, SoCal Edison, and we work with all. And with that, we can design a system to give you 100% offset based on your last 12 months use, if that's what's your goal. Most people would like to get to the point where they just don't pay anything, and that's what we do. Over 3,500 systems in operation in California, not a single one of them are getting true up at the end of the year. I make sure of it. We even guarantee the production of our system. If it goes below that, we'll pay you the difference.
Find out more at nationwidesun.com. That's nationwidesun.com.
Hi, this is Jerry with Chim Chimney Professional Fireplace and Home Services. Last year was our best ever, and to show our appreciation, we're offering discounts for all your spring cleaning and honeydew list. We're called Chim Chimney, so of course we do chimney cleaning and repairs, but we're also the trusted pros at rain gutter cleaning, dryer vent cleaning, pressure washing, tree trimming, and junk removal. Call us today at 916-247-6579 or online at thechimchimney.com. That's thechimchimney.com.
You know, some things are worth the wait, but in today's real estate market, you don't have time to wait for an inexperienced lender to take 30 days or longer to close your loan. That's why we recommend Jeff Compton. Jeff can close your purchase or refinance loan in 14 to 21 days in most cases. If you want great interest rates, low fees, and a quick close, you want Jeff Compton and Guild Mortgage. 916-765-2900 or online at jeffcompton.com and MLS ID number 298997. Equal housing lender.